Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, now that all that spooky stuff is over with, we're going to talk about something that I really enjoy. I hope the rest of you guys do too, but after Halloween season, we are blessed because it is now God of War season. So, for those of you who don't know, the new God of War game comes out on the 6th of November of 2022. So I figured probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's take a look at the origins of the main character, the main protagonist, Kratos, and let's see where they got the idea for the character. Now, some might think that Kratos was just created out of thin air, and maybe, but he actually has origins back in ancient Greek mythology. Now, Kratos was originally the son of a Titan Pallas and a Oceanid, which is basically like nymph. His mother was Styx, the creator of the river Styx, right? So he already has some, deep ties to ancient Greek lore. Kratos' mother, right? She wanted to help preserve her children's lives. So she goes to Zeus and begs him to spare their lives. In return, her and her children would serve Zeus. Now, Kratos, whose name means strength, so he is the divine personification of strength, as well as his siblings Victory, Nike, Via, Force, and Zealous, Glory, which all kind of are physical manifestations of these kind of traits, right? So now, Kratos and his siblings dwell with Zeus because of their mother Styx, came to him to request a position in his regime. So he honored her and her children with exalted positions. Kratos and his sister Bia are best known for their appearances in the opening scenes of the Prometheus-bound story. Acting as agents of Zeus, they led the captive Titan Prometheus on stage. Kratos compels the mild-mannered blacksmith god Hephaestus to chain Prometheus to the rock as punishment for his theft of fire. For those who don't know who Prometheus is, he is the Titan that is responsible for stealing fire from the gods and giving it to humanity. He's also credited with creating civilization, technology, things of that nature. So it's a big deal for us, even bigger deal for the Greek gods or whatever. So Kratos is characterized as brutal and merciless, repeatedly mocking both Hephaestus and Prometheus and advocating for the use of unnecessary violence. He defends Zeus's oppressive rules and predicts that Prometheus will never escape his bonds. The depiction of the harsh punishment of Prometheus was intended as an example for how wrongdoers must be punished to deter from other transgressions. In this interpretation, Kratos' cruelty was not intended to be viewed as excessive, but rather a proper enforcement of justice. Prometheus's punishment, if you thought that Kratos was cruel, Prometheus was bound to that rock and sentenced to have a giant golden eagle eat his liver every day, effectively killing him, but it regrew at night just so the eagle could come back and do it the following day, over and over again for all eternity as punishment. Kratos, as we know him as the god of war or the ghost of Sparta, is a Spartan warrior, has a strong distaste for the gods, and is bent on removing them. So, throughout the Greek era of the series, Kratos is portrayed as a Spartan warrior who becomes known as the ghost of Sparta after accidentally killing his family due to the trickery of his former mentor, Ares. He later avenges the death of his family and becomes the new god of war after killing Ares. Kratos is eventually revealed to be a demigod and the son of Zeus, who later betrays him. Kratos embarks on several adventures in an attempt to avert disaster or to change his fate. He is usually portrayed as being oblivious to all else and is stoic, bloodthirsty, arrogant in nature, often engaging in morally ambiguous activities and performing acts of extreme violence. However, he frequently questions himself, undergoes bouts of severe guilt and self-hate, and even attempts suicide several times, generally portrayed as a tragic figure. Vengeance is the central theme of the Greek era, and installments focus on Kratos' origin and his relationship with his family and the Olympian gods. In the Norse era of the series, Kratos finds himself controlling his rage and learning how to truly be a father and a mentor to his son, Atreus, helping him to come to terms with his divinity. Along their journey, they combat monsters and gods of the Norse realm, for whom they make enemies, which leads to the pair trying to prevent Ragnarok. The story of Kratos, either way, him being a demigod or whatever, is really along the lines of like the Greek tragedy, because he wants to do good, but in doing so he overextends himself and he gets taken advantage of and tricked by the gods, which leads to his understandable mistrust of all the deities, even in the later iterations when he completely leaves his homeland, shall we say, after dispatching just about every mythological creature in Greek mythology. So everybody, he just kind of goes down the line and wipes everybody out. So he runs from his past. The only one that is able to reach him is Athena. So he moves far away. He finds a woman. She ends up being a frost giant, right? And they have a son named Atreus, and then she unfortunately passes away. Now he is trying to teach Atreus how to be better. Try to get away from the stereotypical way, the tragedy of the Greek, fathers killing, or sons killing fathers and usurping them, and, just choosing, making the choice not to live that life and keep perpetuating the cycle. Like he says, he teaches his son that they will be the gods that they choose to be, not what their fathers were. So it's nice to see that Kratos is evolving and moving forward. And I'm glad that the Santa Monica studio has chose to put the effort into developing Kratos as a character, and not just keeping him basically like a wild animal. So I am very much looking forward to God of War Ragnarok, and I cannot wait. So those are my thoughts. I've talked for long enough, so see you later, nerds. Thank you to those who are new to the channel, who just stopped by to check me out. I appreciate it. Those who decided to stick around, I appreciate you as well. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep making videos, and we'll see what happens.